Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kdh Art Class. I'm Miss Howard, and today we're going to be focusing on line and space. So, we're going to be using the lines and bending the lines to create a three-dimensional look. So, it's going to have this kind of positive space about it. And this is going to be kind of it's a beginner, but I think it's going to be more for older kids, beginners. So you have a choice. You can do it on a blank piece of paper, like copy paper, or if you're blessed with drawing paper, you can do it on a blank piece of paper. Or it might actually be easier if you had some of your notebook paper with the lines on it. Because as you can see, there's going to be lots of lines, and this will help you stay on the same line. And then when we get to whatever shape we are going to be going around with the curves, then we'll get off of these lines. So I'm going to be demonstrating on the notebook paper, and this one was done on blank paper. Kind of cool. I use the permanent markers. These are my examples that I will use again and again, and I tend to spill things, so I didn't want water smearing my example. All right, so let's clear off our area. You are going to need a piece of paper and something to draw with. You can use markers. This is a great little marker thing, but you can use colored pencils or you can use crayons. Any of those things will work. I'm going to start it off with markers so you can see really well on my paper, and then I will decide which medium I decide to use. Okay. The first thing you're going to do is you are going to trace around your hand. Excuse my band-aids everywhere. I'm just a hot mess right now, but that's okay. And you're going to need to grab your pencil or your marker or your colored pencil or your whatever, and you're going to trace around your hand. I like it with the fingers spread apart. That's going to be easier in the beginning. So you can spread them apart as wide as you like. Right? And once you decide, then you are going to trace. Now, heads up, you're going to get marker on the sides of your hands if you're using markers. If you're one of those clean freaks and you don't want marker on your hands, then make sure you use something like a pencil to trace, and then you can trace on top of the pencil. All right. Don't move your hand as you're going around. And you have your hand. It's extra wide because I used the marker. But as you can see, you get little marker lines on your fingers. So again, if that bothers you, then you want to consider that. So mine actually looks like a giant glove. How fun is that? So you could have done pencil, then gone on top. But again, my camera does not see the pencil very well, so I do have to use marker. All right, from there, let's talk about how these lines are going to make this flat looking hand look like it's coming off of the paper. You get that three-dimensional look about it. So we can't do a straight line. So we're going to start with the straight line. So I'm going to go until I get to my first finger, and I'm going to stop. From there, I'm going to do a rainbowy shape. It goes over the finger and back to the same line. Okay. So you can see where it would have been right here with the blue, but I went ahead and curved it. Now I'm here at this finger and the same curve. You see I'm not doing the biggest curve. Probably could have made them a little bit larger. Depends on how much you want it to come out. Okay? But you do have to start and stop at your line. And again, this is where the notebook paper makes it easier. Ooh, that finger's going to be a lot bigger. I curved it. And across. And over. And then finish it off. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this on several of the lines on your paper. You can change colors, you can keep it the same. Now, that's when you get to the individual fingers. When you get to this large part of your hand, okay, I'm going to make my line, stop, and then my rainbow has to go all the way to the other side. Back to that same line. Oh, I'm here at another finger, so I'm going to curve a rainbow and then finish it off. Okay. So basically, anytime you get to your hand, in this case, you're going to curve it and all the way across and get to the other side. Okay. So I've just kind of spread these out a little bit. Curve, across, curve, and across. All the way there. And you're going to fill in at least every other line, but you can do every line if you'd like. I think the more lines you have, the more interesting it is. And then, of course, don't forget, if you have no hand there, then it just goes straight across. So I'm going to change colors. And start adding some more. Across. You can do a pattern or you can just make it random. Spread them out. You might do some that are just one line apart. And you're going to start just filling in your paper. Like I said, at least do every other line. As you're going across. And the more lines you add, the more fancy it becomes. Then you can go in and you can color your lines to really saturate the paper with color. If you only have your pencil, then you can just do all the different lines and you will see how it creates your design. All right, I want you to go ahead and start yours. I'm going to keep going on this one so you can keep looking up here and referring to the design in case you have any additional questions. And feel free to pause, rewind, or even fast forward to the very end. You are in control of the video. All right, everybody go ahead and get to work if you have not started. All right, keep working on it. Don't be shy. And what's neat is we're going to be doing this with several different items. So that you can see how lines are used by artists in their artworks to make three-dimensional pieces. Just by learning how to curve a line, where to start and stop the curve, you'll be able to start drawing your three-dimensional looking artworks. And that, my friends, is why we practice. I talk about practice all the time, and that's what I love about elementary. There is no wrong way. It's just something new. It's a new pattern that you have to learn. It's a little trick that you need to just practice. And practice is something that is universal. You use it with sports, music, singing, acting. Everybody practices. All right, as you're going along, I said you can fill in your lines, and you can even shadow areas. Now, he's still looking kind of flat, but if you take the side of your pencil, and again, if you're not done, pause the video. Please get your lines, or stop what you're doing for a second, watch. See what the teacher's talking about, so that when you get to this step, you know what to do. If you keep trying to work through it, you're going to miss the instructions, and you're not going to know what to do. So this is what's going to set it apart, is adding that little shadow, just like a hand is laying on the paper. And you can focus on just doing one side, and you're going to come out just a little bit. And again, you can just do this with pencil. You can do both sides, because our shadows do kind of go around us a little bit, especially if we're hovering over. You can see the shadow underneath. But you're not going to go inside your hand. You're just going to go next to it. And you can do this with the marker. It's just I find it easier with the pencil. And I have 2 more fingers. And you have created a very unique looking three-dimensional hand just by drawing straight lines that curve like a rainbow over your piece. I hope you enjoy this lesson. Here with my marker, I put little polka dots instead of colored it with pencil. That would work too. Have fun. Get as colorful as you'd like. Keep it just with lines. Add as many lines as you like. And the more lines you add, the more real it's going to look. All right, enjoy creating, and tune in next time for more activities. Bye.